Hey y'all, I'm Krystal and welcome to my Texas garden. So it's been about 7 days since we had our very first light freeze, and I thought that we would go around the yard and see how things fared. Also, it's finally time to get those carrots and radishes into the ground. Now, if you're new around here, welcome. And if you're all about gardening naturally, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to smash the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a video. Now, in recent videos, we have talked about knowing what your plant hardiness zone is. And if you missed any of those videos, I'll go ahead and link it above for you and down below in the description box. Now, knowing what your plant hardiness zone is and knowing what perennials will thrive in your area will help you get bigger and better crops every single year. So let's turn the camera around right now and let's see how we fared after this very light freeze that we had. Okay, so here we have these two pear trees. So I've got this one right here, and then I've got this one right here. And honestly, I'm going to be very honest with y'all right now. If I had to do it again, I don't know that I would plant pear trees. These pear trees have not given me a whole lot of fruit over the years. I think I'd probably go back in with something like peaches or plums. So the first thing you're going to notice here is that this tree, this first pear tree right here, has turned purple on one side and it is still green on the other. Now, walking up to it and touching the leaves, they're not burnt at all. You know, we've got a little, right at the end, we've got a little bit of crispy, but this is not damage from frost. And to be honest with you, this is the first year that these leaves have turned purple on me. So I have no idea what this tree is going through right now. I don't know if this is a fungus or a virus or just the tree is actually maturing. I'm not too sure, but it did not receive any damage at all from our light freeze. None at all. And look, we've even got some blooms right there. Those blooms will fall off. They'll fall off just because we're in the middle of winter. Or I guess we're getting ready to go into winter. Okay, so this is a Loquat tree. This is one of two trees, and you can see this one is just starting to bud out. This is my smaller tree. I do see one little bloom here that's starting to open up. These, when they open up, they smell fantastic. They are absolutely wonderful. Oh, the bees are out today. Can y'all see that? The bees are out today. It's supposed to be 77 degrees today. So it's going to be absolutely beautiful, and so the bees are going to come out and try to get as much food as they possibly can. But anyway, loquats are actually evergreen trees. So they stay green year-round, and they actually fruit in the wintertime here in Southeast Texas. This one is in full bloom with lots of bees. Now, the smell of these blooms, it's absolutely beautiful. It's like a mixture of jasmine and orange blossom. It's just really, really fragrant, beautiful smell. Okay, so walking up to my fig tree, you can see that it did sustain some damage during our last freeze. You see, so we've got some dead leaves here. And a grasshopper. You see, we've got dead leaves here. But it looks like it's only on the outer, the outer leaves. All the leaves on the inside look pretty good and green so far. So it was just a light freeze, just enough to get the outside stuff, but not enough to get all the way to the inside. And look at this. Look, 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 look. See that? It's a little fig. And we're going over to the second tree. And there again, it just looks like the outside leaves. Are you looking for a fig to eat? Huh? Are you looking for a fig? Yeah? Yummy figs, huh? Okay, so this tree right here is I think it was called a Patio Pomegranate when I bought it. It said perfect for patio, perfect for pot. It's never really got that big. It's about 3 years old now. But it did give me a couple of pomegranates last year and a couple this year, and they were really sweet and tart all at the same time, really delicious. So this one, it fared the freeze really, really well as well. Okay, so a couple of months ago, maybe closer to 4 months ago now, my mom bought me 2 peach trees from Walmart that were on clearance for $7 a piece. Now this one looks a little rough, but I think it'll be just fine. Let's feel the branches here. Yeah, still quite a bit of life in these branches. They're not dead like that. See, that's a dead branch. That'll need to be pruned off. All of this dead down here will need to be pruned off. But up here, some of these branches are still, they still have life in them. So I think it should be okay. But yeah, this one looks a little rough. It was in really rough condition when I planted it. This one right here was the better of the two. Again, it was $7 at Walmart. And you can tell that it still has all of its leaves. And it's not, it's looking good. And even after our very light freeze, it still has all of its leaves. Okay, so now that brings us to the garden and the annuals that we have in there. Now remember, we planted some pea seeds, sugar snap peas. The other day, we also planted some Brussels sprouts and cabbage and kohlrabi. So it's time to see how those did. But let me show you the very last of my summer perennials and how they did during the freeze. How did some of our annuals handle the freeze? That's how. And that's honestly what I expected. I did not expect for them. This is the Thai blue butterfly pea, and I really didn't expect them to survive at all. Okay, so here are my peas, and it's now time to confess to y'all. I did not cover them. Nope, didn't cover them. I read someplace that small plants, and the information out there was kind of scattered. So I read someplace that small pea plants can actually handle temperatures down to 18 degrees. And so I decided I'm not covering them. I do have a little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage there. And that's really the only plant. Oh, this one sustained a little bit of damage. Because it's really, really young, but I didn't cover anything. And as you can see, we've got quite a bit of growth, quite a bit of new growth, especially since the last couple of days have been in the 70s. And as you can see, nothing has really sprouted yet, which honestly, y'all, I did not expect it to sprout yet because our temperatures have been so cold and the ground temperatures have been so cold. So now that we're moving up in temperature, wait a second. What is that? Could that be a little sprout? That could possibly be a little sprout right there. We'll have to give it a couple of days and let it see. And it could also be a weed too. So now that the temperatures have come up a little bit, we can actually see, we'll probably see some things sprout here. Oh, wait. I see something else right here. Can you see that? Little tinge of green. Okay, so that's exciting. A little tinge of green. This is the kohlrabi. And if I'm mispronouncing that, y'all can correct me down in the comments below. Ooh. Right there. Now, again, I don't know if this is kohlrabi or a weed. Only, a little bit of time will tell. Got to give them a little bit of time. Let some things come up. All right, so let's check on our Brussels sprouts. Okay, so we're going to try to do this without getting stuck. I see a little green right here, but I think that's a weed more than anything. So we'll have to see, but I'm pretty sure that's a weed. It looks really shiny. You know what it looks like? It looks like a one of those, I think they're called a dollar weed, I think. Oh, but wait. Check that out. See that? We got a tinge of green right there. So as you can see, not a whole lot of action going on in the garden at all. But to be honest, I really wasn't expecting much at all just because the temperatures have been so cold. I didn't expect anything to germinate. But now that we've got some nice warm weather, and we'll have nice warm weather for the next couple of days, I'm going to go ahead and get these carrots that I meant to get in the ground 7 days ago. It is time to get the carrots and radishes into the ground today. So let's get started. Okay, so what I just did was I just took a rake and went and loosened up the top 1/4 inch of soil. Now, if you have not done so already, you're gonna need to kind of break that soil up. You can till it. If you're totally against tilling, you can use something like a broad fork that will kind of open up your soil, kind of aerate it a little bit, but not totally tilling and not totally killing all the life forms in your soil. I've already done that over a month ago, so I am pretty confident that what's there is really light and loose. So I just went today and just loosened up the top so it will accept the seeds. Now the other thing that I did, hello Mr. Smushy Face. Now the other thing that I did was go through and pull out any weeds that were there. And there wasn't that many, it was just a couple of them. Because I have been working the soil. I worked it, the last time I worked it was 7 days ago, so it wasn't really too bad. Now I'm gonna try the board method of planting my carrots and radishes. And it's something I've never tried before, and you know me, I love to try new things. Now, it's my understanding that carrots do not need the sunlight to germinate, that they'll germinate just fine under a board. We're gonna test that theory out today. Now you're probably wondering why I am going to plant the radishes and carrots together. So it's my understanding, what I've read on the internet, is that the radishes will actually help space out the carrots so you don't have to thin them as much. And thinning is like my least favorite job. I don't like it. I don't like tearing out a life form. I know I'm weird. Okay, so we have our radish seeds over here and we have our carrot seeds over here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mix them through. Get them nice and mixed up. And originally I was just going to do this in my hand, but I decided to put it in a white bowl so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to press everything down where I have seeds. We want to get a good seed to soil connection. That's very, very, very important. You find a weed, get it out of there. Now the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to spritz it down with water. Now this soil is already extremely moist. But what does it take to germinate seeds? The seeds have to be moist. Now I'm just spritzing it because I don't want to use the water hose because I don't want those little seeds to go all over the place. So all we're going to do now is we're just going to take our boards and put them down just like this. That is my understanding. That's all we're doing. Okay, so that in a nutshell is the board method. I've never used this method of planting carrots before. I have no idea if it's gonna work or not, but you know, I'm willing to try and I'm willing to experiment. So if you've tried this, leave me a comment below. Let me know how the results turned out for you. I'll check this in about 4 days, see if we have any sort of germination. We've got nice warm weather for the next 5 days, and then it'll get a little bit chilly again. Now that I showed you the new method that I'm trying, I'm going to show you how I would normally plant carrots and radishes. And normally I would not mix my carrots and radishes, but I'm going to today. So let's get our hands back in the dirt and let's get some more carrots and radishes into the ground. Okay, so basically what we're going to do, I'm not planting these in rows. What I'm going to do is just kind of the scatter method. So pick up a little pinch like this, just a little pinch, and I'm just going to scatter it just by rubbing my fingers back and forth like that. Let me show you again. So we're going to grab and just rub back and forth. Okay, so we're just going to start. So mix those up, get a nice mixture of radish seeds, and just again, we're gonna pinch and drop. No method to my madness. Oh, cat moving seeds around. Whoops, I just dumped a whole bunch right there. Yikes. I did not mean to do that. So now I'm just gonna go in with some aged bagged manure, and we're just going to put about a 1/4 inch right on top of these seeds. Anything big like that, I get rid of it. Okay, so after we are satisfied that we have about a 1/4 inch thick on top, we want to come back in with our hand and just give it a good press. And what we're doing here is just a good seed to dirt, or seed to soil, sorry. Dirt is dead, soil is alive. Good seed to soil connection. And if you see any seeds that are above ground, just come in and sprinkle it with a little bit more. Of your bag aged manure. Okay, so after we do all that, we're just going to come back in and give it a water. Now this is a big enough row now. I will probably come in every single day with a water hose and not the little squirt gun. This row ended up being bigger than I thought it was going to be. That's okay. Hopefully we get a bunch of carrots and radishes. I love radishes cooked. Not too much of a fan of radishes raw. I'll eat them in salads and stuff, but man, do I love them cooked. Okay, y'all, there it is. There is my entire row. We have the board method up front, and then my traditional way of scatter planting my carrots and radishes. So we'll see what we have in the next 10 to 18 days. We'll see which method works the absolute best. Okay, y'all, so that is the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I definitely hope that you put some carrots and radishes into your garden today. Even if it's a bucket on your balcony, just grow something. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please share it with all your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. We'll see you guys back here in a couple of days. Y'all be blessed. Bye now.